Hey, welcome back to another episode of Life After Divorce. I am your host, Chris, and this is actually episode 9 in case you are binge watching today. Today we're going to talk about how to work together with your ex. I'm not talking about how to get together or work things out with your ex. I'm talking about actually working together with your ex in the form of your children, okay? So, no, I'm not talking about making a deal with the devil to make your kids happy. Not what I'm saying. I am actually talking about how to remotely get along, find some common ground for the betterment of your children, not just in the short term while they're younger, but in the long term down the road. Because, in the words of Squints from the movie Sandlot, which I love so much, you get to deal with this person forever. All right? Yes, your ex and you get to deal with each other forever when it comes to your children, okay? That doesn't mean you're going to see each other on a daily basis. That doesn't mean you're going to talk on a daily basis or anything like that. But when it comes to your kids, it's really, really important. And I've not only been living this, but I've also talked with others. I've talked with mothers. I've talked with fathers. I've talked with even my mom, who came from a divorced family, and people that have lived through it from the child's side. This is where I'm coming up with all this stuff, okay? So this isn't just hey, he's a dad and he's talking about how to get along with his ex because he's trying to make it good for the long term for himself and his ex. No, this has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with your ex. It has everything to do with your children, because I've talked to too many people that have lived hellacious lives because the two individuals that they called parents couldn't get along, or at least see eye to eye long enough to make it work for the child or children involved. Okay? So let's start here. It's really, really important when it comes to the kids' events or child's events, okay? And I don't care if it's a band competition. I don't care if it's Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts. I don't care if it's dance. I don't care if it's tap. I don't care if it's basketball or football or track or swimming or whatever else it is, okay? If you plant your happy butt on one side of the gym or the track or the field, and the other parent plants their happy butt on the opposite side of the gym or the track or the field, you're putting your child who's participating that day in a really, really difficult position. Because they know at the end of this situation, at the end of this event that I'm in, I have to choose which parent am I going to go see and hug first. Only because these two, what we're going to call mature adults at the moment, can't even get along long enough to attend my events without there having to be some controversy involved, where now I'm stuck in the middle of trying to decide who am I going to go see first. Okay? And if you don't think this is true, ask me how I know. I've lived it. I've seen it. I've met these people. I've talked to these people. These people aren't just telling me baloney, okay? This is true. And you may have even dealt with this yourself, or currently dealing with this yourself. I don't know. But I can tell you right now, if you are putting your child in a situation of making a choice at one of their events, we're all going about this the wrong way. Okay? I don't care what the situation is. If you're putting your child at two completely separate sides of the field or the gym or whatever it is, auditorium, whatever, you're putting them in a bind. They have to make a choice. And that's not what we're doing with our children. That is not the way we're going to raise our kids. Okay? So, I'm not saying you have to be sitting on top of each other, but within 10 feet, yeah, that's what I'm telling you to do. That's what I'm asking of you to do. For not your sake, not for your ex's sake, for your child's sake. And guess what? If you were smart enough or dumb enough, I don't know why you want to look at it, to have multiple children together, if they get to see mom and dad and they're within 10 feet of each other, that's an awesome day for that child. I got to share things with dad that I got to do this week. I got to share things with mom that I got to do this week. Holy crap, this is a great day. I don't have to wait 3 more days to talk to that parent or 3 more days to talk to that parent. I get to do it right now. You may not have even thought about this before. Trust me, before I got divorced, these things never even crossed my mind. Even when I was going through the divorce, most of this stuff didn't cross my mind then. It was only until after the fact when I started having questions and thoughts and, hey, what abouts? And, hey, have you thought abouts? And no, I hadn't yet. I didn't say this was easy, but it's important. It's really important to your child. And I've mentioned in a previous episode that you don't ever want to badmouth the other parent, your child's other parent, your ex, to the child. Didn't say that was easy either. But here's why that's so important. Because as a child, if you are listening to we're going to say father at this point, badmouth mom, I see my dad in the best light possible. And I see my mom in the best light possible. And for this parent to cast shadow over this parent to me and influence me in that way, like, shame on you. Seriously, shame on you. All because you had a battle or an issue with the other parent, you guys are butting heads. You can't put the child in the middle of the situation. Because, number one, again, just like before, you're making that child make a choice. It's me or it's that person. It's that person or it's me. Well, that's cute, but it's not about you. Dr. Phil, like, come on. You're turning me into Dr. Phil now. It's not about you. Here's the thing. Because, I just did that. Because the thing is, if it's not this event, guess what? There are birthdays coming up. There are holidays coming up. Eventually they're going to graduate from high school, from college. They get married. They're going to have your grandchildren. There's going to be more holidays, and it gets more and more complicated. And again, I've talked to these people, and I've talked to these people, and I've talked to these people, and I'm seeing it firsthand with different people of how their parents who want to have a glorified pissing match against each other, guess who suffers? It's not father, it's not mother, it's the child. They're the ones that have to make these decisions and deal with it all. Mom or dad goes their way and mom or dad goes their way. Guess who's stuck? Guess who's still dealing with it? It's the child. That's why it was so important for me to put this episode together. I didn't make a bunch of notes. It's just, these are things that, and again, man, I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy for either one of you, but if you can be, and you can't control the other person, so if you can be the bigger person, and when your kid comes to you and, hey, dad, mom said this about you, which, by the way, it's going to happen. Guarantee you, 100% guarantee you it's going to happen. You badmouth the other parent to your child will then run and tell that parent, hey, dad, guess what mom said about you? Or, hey, mom, guess what dad said about you? It's going to happen. Which doesn't make the next birthday and the holidays and all the other stuff that you're going to plan around any easier. You should get time with your child on their birthday. So should the other parent. You should get time with your child for holidays. So should the other parent. Not saying you're always going to get your pick every time, but there's some working together, some give and some take. And I'm not saying you got to talk every day. I don't care how often you talk, or if it's just through text or through email, so what? But if you can somehow find ways to find some common ground for your kids, that's what this is about. It's going to be much better for you in the long run. It's going to be much better for the kids in the long run. The other thing I'll share real quick is that I will talk about dating with your ex, or your ex dating with you in the picture. Like, I'll talk about that another day. That's a whole nother time for me to go off the deep end. But if your ex brings a significant other to the game or to the event, or let's just say it that way for now. Let's say your ex brings a significant other to the game, and you're sitting there going, Chris, I've been watching this the whole time, and you think I'm going to sit within 10 feet of that person? It's not about what you're doing or what about that other person is doing. It's about you getting to watch your child as they're going through their life events, whether you're within 3 feet or 20 feet of that person versus 300 feet away from that person, for your kid's sake. Okay? I'm going to stop there for today. I'm sure I've already ran out of my time. So, have any questions, feel free. Shoot me an email. Love to hear them. I'm sure I'm going to have a few comments and concerns or questions coming this week. So bring them on. Love all the positive feedback, and we'll keep doing this. Until next time, have yourself a blessed day and a joy-filled life. Take care. Thanks a lot.